Hey everyone, welcome back to the back nine of the Lewisville Open 2021. I'm Raul Barcelo, and I'm joined here by Paul Morgan.
The Tex-Mex disc golf team.
That's right, and we have a tie for first place right now between Blake Whitehead
And Isaac Mars is
Freddie Meza. And Isaac Mars is one stroke back.
Colby Edwards is 2 strokes behind that. We're looking at another hole similar to hole 9 if you were watching our previous coverage, but this one's a little bit longer. We're looking at about 340 around the corner. He has a good release on that one.
Gets a little ground play. He's going to be behind some trees, but he's going to be looking at the basket for his birdie. You definitely want to make it around the corner on this hole. You don't want to be stuck before the corner because then you'll be looking at a bogey.
For sure. It's a really tough up and down from anywhere before the corner.
Another forehand skip shot. 3 for 3 there. We'll see where those ended up here in a second.
And Blake Whitehead swinging it out a little wide, and he caught one of the last trees available on that side. He kind of just stopped, and he's pinched a little bit.
He did make it past the corner, though, so he does have more of a straight look towards the basket, and he looks like he was able to scramble his way up towards the basket. And this shot is incredible.
He essentially throws a knife hyzer with something probably zone-like and just puts it drop dead under the basket.
That was probably the best shot that we've seen. Great scramble ability.
Ooh.
And now that was a birdie
that's
look.
That's another long look that he just wasn't quite able to convert on. He's really trying to make a run.
And Freddie here wants to get back on the birdie train. And wow, that was
just
so
a
close.
Little glidey on him.
He's going to have to settle for a par. Here's Blake.
And he's tapping it in. It didn't look confident, though.
From where he was, though, that was a great scramble.
Great comebacker putt. Hard as chains.
Very confident with those putts. That's why he's in lead card. Final round.
I mean, he can't throw that any better. That was just parked.
Freddie has been holding on to the box here in these wooded holes.
And his forehand zone just doesn't quite get the turn, and he catches one of the trees on the right.
This is the shortest, maybe not the shortest of the 3.
This is the shortest of the 3. It's definitely straighter than all of the others, but it's more of a flex as opposed to a pure hyzer line.
Yeah.
And Isaac catches an early one on the right and gets a hard kick left into the thick of it.
He's going to have to scramble for that par. Blake.
With the laser beam down
barely
the middle.
misses that tree.
And the catch cam caught that one nicely.
Great job, catch cam. So here we have Isaac with his up shot, and it does not look like he gets a good release, and he's going to be just right over where Freddie's throwing from right now.
And Freddie with a little high, doesn't really commit.
Almost looked like a layup from Freddie.
And Isaac just can't convert on that par save.
He's going to have to get another bogey here.
This is going to put him back to 13
14
down. That puts him actually in 4th after he makes that putt.
Yeah. And Colby converts his birdie.
Oh, no.
Hopefully he didn't get razzed here by the camera guy. But he's going to get a double bogey.
On a short hole that I guarantee you before this round he was thinking he was guaranteed it to.
He just went from being totally in contention, chasing down the leaders, to almost maybe having to struggle and do something very heroic to come back. And here we go. Colby with the box.
And he throws it up there. He gets a little bit too far right. He might be a little bit pinched on his next shot.
This is the only par 4 on the course. This one is 541 feet, but what makes it difficult is the road makes this fairway very narrow, actually, and you got to play out of bounds. Most of these guys are going to be throwing over the road, to get to the sweet spot, the landing zone.
You get so much more skip if you get the skip off the road because you just never know what's going to happen off the grass. See, Freddie just got a really bad skip because he hit the corner of the hill and it shot him straight into the edge of the rough.
Yeah, it looks like the play is to throw something overstable all the way out into the road, let it skip off the road, and that way you can get maximum
Isaac
distance.
and Freddie are going to be looking at the same kind of look for 2.
Yep.
Isaac's going to try the big turnover backhand. Ooh, and he overturned it. He's going to be pitching out with a similar shot from about 100 feet.
That's a very tough spot to be in. The angle's super pinched off from right there.
Freddie's going with a standstill inside stance forehand. This is a really tough angle to get out with any kind of power.
Yeah, we'll see what he can manufacture from here.
Oh, and he throws it. He doesn't even pick up his right foot. He makes sure to maintain that non-foot fault. Oh, and he catches a log. He puts it about 10 feet from a terrible position.
Almost a guaranteed birdie there.
Colby's throwing a skip. Oh, he's flashed the chains. He really is hunting these baskets today.
Oh, almost throwing it in for eagle from halfway down the fairway.
Blake threw such a good drive. He just had a little putter up shot at the basket.
He fluffed it a little bit, but I think he's still going to be close enough. And Isaac, after another struggling hole.
He's trying to throw it in, but he just didn't commit to the turn that he needed to chase those chains.
So Freddie taps in for his birdie.
Looks like Blake has a pretty routine tap in right here. It looks to be he's hitting them pretty center chains. I think he's over the camera jitters that he might have been struggling with earlier in the round.
Isaac taps in his par.
And he's looking at a little comebacker here. It looks like he's a little bit further out than our last 3 players. They were waiting for...
Probably
and he jams it dead center for the birdie.
They probably putted first for pace of play, but yeah, that was a great putt.
That was a great... Almost had the 2 on that hole, honestly.
And still came back with the birdie. And so he's going to hold on to the box here with the...
Full flight forehand.
Wow. What a crush.
He's looking at, I think, a circle 2 putt, Raul.
Yeah, this hole plays uphill, so 443 feet uphill. It takes a full power shot to get all the way to the basket.
He caught some trees. I think he sold off his forehand a little bit. Freddie, I think, going with like a leopard or maybe a leopard 3, I believe.
Honestly, I would think that he's going with the higher rim because of the distance, but I'm not sure. I didn't ask him.
He absolutely parks the hole.
Yeah, he
and
put it right
Isaac
next
over
to the
here,
basket.
he's a little frustrated after his 5 and then his 4 on a hole that he marked himself for a 3-4 before the round, and he just airmails the basket.
So he's going to have to be putting for 3 from the out
Blake
of bounds.
just laid up. Colby's a little bit further out than we thought. He's just laying up for an easy par. Here's Isaac trying to save his par, and he just doesn't quite commit enough. It was a long look. He's also tapping in his par. Isaac tapping in his 4 save. And after everybody's already gone, Freddie's walking up to his drive, just thinking, wow, this hole wasn't that hard.
Yeah. He's like, are you guys done? Okay, now I can put my second shot.
He's taking a
of this
2.
hole.
That's on a lot of people in the field.
So this is another one of the easier holes in the course.
Everybody likes to give it a little ace run skip. It's just a little Firebird or overstable mid-range, whatever you're comfortable with at the distance.
Even a harp or a zone would probably get you to the basket. You just got to throw a little hyzer around the very first grouping of trees and then skip or slide around the big tree next to the basket, and then you'll be looking at your 2.
It's a pretty stock shot, honestly.
Yeah,
It looks like Isaac is coming in real hot, and he's going to land about 18 feet. It looks like he's going to get off that bogey train he was riding.
all of these guys should be getting the birdies.
Yeah, and it looks like Blake was the furthest out. It looks like everybody's going to tap in their twos and just go on to the next hole.
We're gonna be looking at the first all-star, true all-star
Of the entire round if these last two knock it in.
All right.
The way Colby's been putting today, I don't see any way that he misses this putt, though.
Yeah, he's trying to stay in the mix.
He's also taking his time. He's not rushing it.
He's only 3 strokes back at this point.
Absolutely dead centers. He's very confident with his putter right now.
With just a few holes to play, but there's still a chance. Anything can happen, so you just got to stay consistent. You got to keep getting those birdies down the stretch. Let's see what they have. Hole 15, Freddie with the box after that incredible birdie on hole 13.
He's just going to throw a laser beam of a forehand, skip around the corner, and check up probably about 25 feet short.
Great drive.
Colby's putting it a little bit higher, and he throws it a little. Oh my gosh, that is phenomenal. He's really trying to get these birdies right now, Raul.
Yeah, he skipped perfectly into that little pathway that leads to the basket.
Blake really leaned into this one.
Oh, that skip looks long. Yep.
He's a little long, but he should have an inside the circle putt.
But he's probably going to be obstructed a little bit.
Ooh, Isaac, over the last 2
Unfortunate
holes,
kick.
has thrown it a little bit too hard. He's going to have a little obstructed angle. He just didn't get the fade or the skip that he wanted on this hole.
So the first one out is going to be Isaac. He's going to have to be looking at a spike forehand from a knee.
With an Anheuser release.
Anheuser, yeah, that's right.
And he's running it. It's right under the basket, but he just can't quite secure that too.
Yeah, it's great scrambling abilities. And here,
Pitching out, he had nothing from there. There's some thick vines and spiky thorns.
this
right
putt
there.
is for the lead.
And he nonchalantly just babies it up there. He just can't quite get it there.
He doesn't commit fully to this putt, and he's going to have to stay tied 19. While
Colby with the drop
Colby
into,
gets
getting
one
a
stroke
stroke on the
closer.
whole card.
Yeah.
So he's 1 stroke back. Freddie and Blake are sitting at 19 down, and we have 3 holes left to play.
This is turning into quite a great throwdown. So let's see, hole 16.
Blake's got Colby has the box, excuse me. He barely misses that tree. He's coming in. He's coming in. Oh my gosh. He almost aces. He's 4 inches behind the chains and just barely catches the cage.
And Freddie hits almost the first available tree on the fairway.
You wonder if that's him feeling the pressure of somebody having the near ace right before him.
Blake choosing to go over the road with a forehand.
Just absolutely smokes that disc. Every bit of,
360 feet.
yeah.
And Isaac with
Straight
the more
down the middle.
traditional backhand line.
A little bit of flex.
High swing back towards the basket. That looks like a great shot as well.
Freddie's going to have to scramble here to get up and down for his 3. He's really far back. He's probably looking at almost 300 feet to the basket from there.
Isaac look for birdie, and he gets it.
That's a good look to get back on the good side of the cash line. He wants to stay as high in the top 10 as he can here.
That's right.
He might not be able to get the win, but
You got to stay competitive till the very last hole.
every stroke matters when it comes to the payouts.
And so after almost making the ace,
He
Colby
still-
comes back and makes the birdie.
It's at least he didn't skip too far. That was a great 2. Colby,
Blake with the birdie. Incredible.
just a drop in forehand over the road.
Yeah. And so that's going to take Blake into the lead.
And that right there was a phenomenal up and down from Freddie. He was pinched, he had a bad angle, and he just parked the upshot.
You can see the frustration. He knows that that hole took him out of the tie for the lead. And
this hole actually is an optical illusion. It kind of plays a little bit more uphill than you actually think. And it looks like Colby threw it a little bit too low and just couldn't get over the hump.
yeah, so he hits the first available trees. Then it looks like Blake hits the second available trees out there halfway down the fairway.
Isaac's going with a line I haven't seen that many times. He really tried to just go straight down the middle as opposed to throwing the flex shot a little bit high and wide.
Freddie, this is what we're used to seeing more often than not. Like you said, flexing outside the first grouping of trees and then coming back in towards the basket. Looks like he's going to be looking at a look for birdie from outside the
A
circle.
little bit obstructed though.
So this is the
And he's
upshot for Colby
he's
from
chasing
far away.
those chains again.
Yeah. This is Blake scrambling for his par.
He just needs a par to get out of here. Go to 18 and let the game play from there.
This is Freddie for his birdie look.
And he just can't. He doesn't have a full swing there. I don't think. I think he had some bushes underneath.
Yeah.
And Isaac can't convert from about 60, even though that was the best drive of the whole group.
Yeah. So now we're going to see some putts for par.
Easy tap in.
That was outside of maybe tap in range, but he does make it look easy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's missed a putt all day long.
Yeah. Tap in par. Isaac also makes good on the par.
And Freddie just has to tap this one in.
But at this time, Freddie knows that
It's either this hole, he needs an ace,
He
or
needs
he needs Blake
birdie.
to make a mistake.
and Blake needs to birdie because there might be somebody from the chase card who is coming up. So here we're seeing, I believe that was a grenade.
Yeah, that was Colby throwing a grenade. He threw it real high. He got some good penetration. He's definitely looking at a guaranteed 3.
And just like on the
Blake-
second hole, Blake throws his thumber.
Just way over the top. It doesn't even look close to the bat. And it just comes down out of the woods and sits 2 feet from the basket. But unfortunately, he gets the roll to about 25 feet.
Here we are. Isaac,
Oh!
first available. If we've talked about first available, this was the first available of the whole round.
Unfortunately, he doesn't go OB, though. So he's... Oh, my gosh.
Freddie hits a tree in the middle of the fairway, and you can see the frustration.
That's the win right
That's
there.
it.
The win is gone. The wind is gone from his sails.
Yeah, Freddie knows that was the tournament right there for him. So Blake, all he has to do is make good on this putt, and he'll be the winner here. So first, we're gonna see some approach shots. This is Isaac. He's gonna be left about 25 from the basket.
And it looks like Freddie's going to have to go with a forehand roller around this corner because he ended up so deep in the woods, he was barely able to get a leg in there. And he throws it perfect. What do you think that is, Raul? 22, 25 feet?
Yeah, maybe even closer. He certainly looks to be looking at his
And
par.
Colby just barely low.
And after that grenade
I
shot,
think
I
that
thought
was the first putt that he's really missed this round.
he needed to get that and then hope for Blake to miss to be able to go to a playoff.
tie.
So
And Isaac cannot get up and down from the first tree
he's gonna
available.
finish with a bogey. I don't think he's gonna like that.
He's going to
very
finish
much.
with a bogey 12 under.
And this is for the win,
Because he's tied right now with Gabriel.
and he gets it. Yeah, he was tied with Gabriel Hernandez from the chase card.
who shot just an absolute fire. I believe it was a 10 or 11 down
Yeah, we'll show you the scorecard here in a second.
to
And we're just going to have the last few putts here to top out for the rest of the guys. But congratulations to Blake Whitehead I believe you're telling me that this was his first.
Yeah, this was
MPO
his first MPO win ever. I think he's out of Austin, Texas, right?
Yeah.
Out of Austin, Texas, and it's always good to see up and comers playing well at tournaments. And he even told me after the round that he was under quite a bit of pressure whenever we came out with the cameras. He wasn't really prepared for it at the moment.
Yeah, well, that's how we do it here at MX Disc Golf. We want to thank Dynamic Disc for giving us the opportunity to film these rounds. This is the scorecard for our buddy Gabriel Hernandez. Great round.
A 44.
11 down.
If you've ever played Lake Lewisville, I'd like to see anybody show me a scorecard with a 44.
So guys, thanks a lot. Congratulations, Blake, again. And we'll see you guys next time.